Hi sweet bean sprouts. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. This is going to be a reintroduction video along with sharing my collection with you all. So hi, my name is Luna. I am 28 years old and I have been collecting Pokemon for ever, it feels like, but this collection is mainly a 14-year-old collection and it has been a labor of love. So with that being said, I want to start by telling newer collectors who may watch this video that this is not where you start. This is a part of the journey to where you can get to if you are new to collecting. So don't feel discouraged when you see larger collections such as mine. All collections matter, no matter how big or small, because honestly, collecting's a journey. So I hope you all do enjoy this video, and in the future I will be posting more on Pokemon history, but for now I think you all should get to see some of my collection and just really kind of enjoy it, I guess, as some maybe background noise, or maybe find something that you all want. So I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much. So when you enter, you will notice that on the side of the door is Lugia and pretty much my legendary bird collection. So here's a top-down view of what this shelf looks like. So Lugia is one of my favorite legendaries. I actually was going to be Legendary Lugia when I first started collecting, but then I was like, no, why not just use my name? So therefore, that's how my name became, is LegendaryLuna and not Legendary Lugia. So this is just a few of my items. One of my favorite is the Legendary Birds with Lugia, and that is a rubber keychain from Japan. So next up is Articuno. As you can tell, I have a few items of her. And yeah, overall, I do love the color blue. It's one of my favorite colors, but she's not my favorite bird. One cool little fact about my collection is this is the first ever card I ever got that was graded, and a friend bought this for me. So I thought that was pretty nifty. And then moving on, I have Moltres on the shelf because I like red and yellows and blues next to each other's. So yeah, I do have Moltres on here as well. Not as much Moltres as Articuno, but I do enjoy the color scheme. As you can tell, a lot of my collection deals with color schemes. And then moving down this shelf is a little bit more barren, but this is my favorite bird. It is Zapdos. So here's some of my Zapdos collection. So moving on to my personal favorite Pokemon, it is Zorua and Zoroark. And the reason why is because if it wasn't for them, I honestly don't think I would have been back into Pokemon. Their movie really inspired me to start collecting again. And then this beautiful piece is made by Nova Collects on Instagram. They come and see us at almost every show that we do, so thank you so much for that piece. It is definitely treasured in my collection. I just want to say a quick note, if you don't see the artwork that you've given me over the years, please don't stress, I still have it. It's most likely in a binder for safekeeping until I can properly display it, or it's hung up in my hallway. So yes, I'm very grateful that you guys even take the time out of your day to draw for me. It's honestly one of the sweetest things you all gift me at conventions, so thank you. Moving down the line, this is my Alolan Vulpix and Hisuian Zora. I've kind of combined both of them because honestly I just don't have the room anymore. So yeah, these are a couple items from there. And then these were actually little coasters given away by Pokemon Center, I think in 2018 during Lily's campaign. And then I got Rowlets and Arcanines down here because their shelf is overflowing. And then of course we have Snorlax as well. So next up is my Eevee shelf. As you all can tell, I have quite a bit of her. The reasoning is because there wasn't much Zorua merch that was releasing when I was in college, so I decided Eevee was going to be my second favorite. So a cute, funny little story with Eevee. When I was in college, the Build-A-Bear Workshop plush released of her. And so many of my friends went to Build-A-Bear Workshop and actually built me an Eevee plush that I now to this day still have all 4 of the Eevees that they gifted me. So just so you know, if you are one of those 4 people who did gift me a Build-A-Bear Eevee, they are still loved and treasured despite being the same gift, because honestly, it was just so sweet that you all went out of your way to even consider, like, building me a Build-A-Bear. And moving up, I do have Growlithe, Arcanine, Vulpix, and Ninetales. I thought these 2 looked good together, probably due to their colors. Again, throughout my collection, you will notice that I tend to group things by color, and that's just because it's a personal preference. I don't know why I'm like this, I like the way colors look next to each other. And then coming along this way, we have the Legendary Beast Trio. You will notice that Raikou is front and center because he's my favorite. As you can see, I have more art, and this art was made by Maisiekin. I absolutely adore her, so please go check her out on Instagram. One cool thing I have is the Pokemon popcorn box from Entei's movie. Inside, kids would receive popcorn, drink, and I believe it was fruit snacks or possibly candy. But yeah, this is what the Japanese movie box looked like. I do also have the jars, which I believe were released for the 3rd movie as well. They do have 2 differing designs, so I thought that was pretty cool for history's sake to keep. And moving down is the original trio of the Eeveelutions. I do really enjoy the original trio of Eeveelutions, with Jolteon being my favorite. If you can't tell, I definitely love the little spiky bean. And then moving down, I do have the Espeon and Umbreons, along with Corviknight, who is definitely out of place, but you know, once you start to run out of room, you just kind of put things wherever they can go. For example, I do have some Jolteon stuff down here because I ran out of room above. Another one of my favorite Pokemon is Dragonite. I adore Dragonite. He's just such a happy little dragon, and I mean, how could you not love this little guy? Moving up to my second favorite Pokemon, it's Lapras. I definitely have a lot of Lapras and love Lapras. I think it's because of the colors, and also she's just a Loch Ness monster, so how can you not love her? And then this cool pin right here was given to me by a friend called Gaming Fanatic 911 on Instagram. You guys should go check him out. And then on this shelf, I have some Lapras from Worlds, which was gifted to me by Alcremie Sunday. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. So one design of Lapras I absolutely am obsessed with is this specific one right here. It is the Miyagi Prefecture Ambassador Lapras. For those who don't know, the Pokemon Ambassador program is to get people outside of Tokyo and explore different areas in the regions of Japan. And then they do carry limited edition merchandise. An example of this is the Lapras cider as seen here. And this isn't Lapras, but I do have a bird, as you can tell, so yes, he's in here on occasion too. This piece right here that I'm getting is the Miyagi Lapras bath toy. You could only win these, they weren't for sale, and what you had to do was go around and find the different Lapras manhole covers in Japan, specifically the region of Miyagi, and collect the stamps by them. And once you sent your card in, you would be rewarded this little bath toy. I do believe they changed the campaign, so if you go to Japan, it might be different now with what you win. So another Pokemon outside of Pikachu and Eevee people would gift me was Charizard. Some fun facts is that little Charizard amiibo was actually gifted to me by my fiance when we first started dating, so Charizard now has a special place in my heart. And then on the top of the shelves, I pretty much just have the Comfy Friends plushies. These plushies are super adorable and extra soft. I 100% recommend them, probably over any Pokemon plush. And then going down, I do have more Lapras. This Lapras on bottom is the Tomy Giant Lapras, and then it goes the Pokemon Center Lapras, the Big Moors Sane Lapras, and then a Taiwan Lapras. And then this specific L kit is from a Lay's promotion from Australia. And then moving down, this is my desk. As you can tell, it's cluttered. I mean, that's just kind of how it has to be for now. I am planning on getting another desk eventually, but that's in time. I'm happy with what I have right now. And then moving over, I do have the Tomy Giant Raikou. This was gifted to me by Rebel when we first started dating as well. Another thing that I have is the Eevee alarm clock, but it is set to Japanese time so I don't accidentally wake my Japanese agents up when I'm doing business, since it is a 13-hour time difference. And then moving over, this is what it looks like behind the camera, and it's not very often you all get to see this. So I guess enjoy. And before anybody points out the boxes underneath the bed, yes, I know, it is just the way it has to be because this room is actually a lot smaller than what it looks. And this piece right here was done by my sibling when they were younger, so that will forever stay in the collection room no matter where I go. And then moving above the bed, I do have the giant Tomies along with the vintage Tomies, and then stuck in between them are the Pokemon Fit, also known as Sitting Cuties plush in America. And then moving down, this is my special shelf. So on the shelf you'll find vintage goods, handmade goods, and then of course we also have every signature from the original voice cast of Pokemon, aside from Pikachu, because she wasn't there unfortunately, she was in Japan. So yeah, shout out to Gaming Fanatic for that as well. And then I do have some special kid figures, the Squeaky Pikachu and Chatot. And then moving down is the Ponyta and Rapidash shelf. I love horses in real life, so it just makes sense for me to have a pony collection. The rarest item in my collection is actually this Ponyta. It is made by Applause, and it is a prototype that was never released. And then I just have flats lining the shelf as well. And then my first Pokemon purchase for 2025 was the Jazzware Sleeping Rockruff. I highly recommend him if you can find him. And then this is just a little lap blanket with Zorua and Vulpix on it. And then I have the Johto sheets and some pillows that are all pretty much Pokemon as well. I'm not going to go too into detail on this shelf. It's just pretty much books of Pokemon and some cards. Moving up, I do have the life-size Lucario, and he is super cool, and then a Japanese like schedule. And then I do also have the Tomy Snorlax. He's super cool, and he does have his tag, although sadly it is bent, so that kind of sucks, but yeah. And then this is the doorway to my closet. And then the 2024 Christmas tapestry was just too cute, so I'm using it as a door for now. As you can tell, this closet is definitely messy. I tend to just throw random things in here like the larger size Pokemon and a couple odds and ends. And then over here we just have a couple smaller collections. I do love L-Kid. He's like so cute and so cool. And then as you move down, we do have some Tomies. I don't know if they're legit or some are bootleg. I have no idea. And then I do have a Rockruff collection. I'm hoping to grow this more, but unfortunately it has to be in the closet for now because I just don't have any more room anywhere. And then this is just my random shelf of pink Pokemon. So this is actually my partner's collection. He loves Scyther, Sizor, the Poliwag line, and a couple odds and ends here and there. So next up you'll see Slowpoke, Wailord, a Lapras from Thailand, Fennekin, and Bandai Cletsire. Back here are some Toys R Us promotional printouts that they had back in the day for Sun and Moon. I just decided to keep those. And then the infamous Bandai Rhydon Lapras. This one is pretty much what got me well known on TikTok because she's just super special, and honestly she's huge. I'm trying to like show you all, but it's kind of impossible to share unless she's out and about. And then back here I do have some Build-A-Bear clothes hanging up for my Build-A-Bears. I tend to keep all the Build-A-Bears in the closet, as you can tell. I believe there's 3 Eevees in here and 1 in my other bedroom, so yeah. I also do have the giant Tomy Pikachu as well, hanging out with them. And then this is a promotional item from Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. And then this is probably my oldest item from when I was actually a child. My dad found it at Walmart, and I have forever kept it, and it is like one of the few things I actually have left from my childhood. And then as you exit the closet, you will see the Pikachu here. That was gifted to me from a friend. She won it at a fair, and then I do have the Pokemon catch machine as well over here. But getting out of that section, if I turn around, I would like to point you all to the ceiling. On the ceiling, these are my giant Latios and Latios plush. These ones are super fun, and you can hang them, so that is really, really nifty. I tend to hang Pokemon that can fly, levitate, etc. on my ceiling, and you all will see that in some of these shots coming up. And then what you're seeing here is the Banpresto Gotta Catch 'em All machine. It was made way back in the day for arcades, and there's not very many of them left. So this machine, I believe, is actually in my YouTube videos, but basically you use this Pokeball lever and Pikachu will move back and forth as you try to catch balls that continue to drop, and then the little pegs basically make them all go in different ways. So it's basically just a Plinko machine. and then if you've been with me for a while, you definitely know this hat. I feel if I was a Pokemon trainer in the anime, I would specifically have this hat, so yeah, I guess this is how people recognize me, I've been told at cons, so it's very interesting to hear that this hat is rather famous with me. Moving upward, I do have the Heartland Charizard. It was made by Tomy too, way back when. I can't remember the dates, I'd have to check, but yeah, and then basically we are at the end, and this is the final part, which is my door. I hope you all enjoyed my little collection tour. I want to reiterate that this collection has taken 14 years to come to this level, so please don't compare your collection to mine. You will get there eventually, or maybe you'll even surpass me, which would be awesome too. But I'm definitely a believer that all collections matter, no matter how big or small, and they're all interesting and unique in their own ways. So another thing I would like to say is thank you to everyone who's been a part of this journey. Many of you have known me since way back in PKM Collectors on live journal days and are still with me today, which is crazy to think about. And then for some of you who are new, I would just like to say that I'm very grateful to have you in our journey together. So yes, I hope you all look forward to future content and some very special thank yous aside from like just everyone in general. These ones I do have to give a shout out to. So my shout outs are going to be to To Love L. She genuinely has been my Poke sister for quite some time now. So she's definitely special. And if you like Pokemon, Tamagotchi, virtual pets in general, I definitely recommend giving her a follow because she is insane with the amount of knowledge she has on like the American Pokemon history and the Tamagotchi history. It's wild. And then another person who I need to thank is also Nostalgic Adam on Instagram because he reached out to me with a very special message which kind of really re-inspired a lot of this content that I will be making in the future. So definitely check him out. He does a lot of like just merchandise in general. Like he does Sonic, he does Jurassic Park, like it's crazy what he does. So definitely special thanks to those two. And then another very special thank you, even though he doesn't do social media, is my partner, who you all will hear me refer to him as Rebel. Rebel is my rock, and I'm very grateful for him because he inspires me every day to continue collecting and dedicated a whole room in our house to Pokemon. So I am definitely grateful for Rebel. So if you're watching this, Rebel, thank you. I love you. So yes, thank you all. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, month, and year, and I just pray that you all enjoy the journey with us. And just know that I'm very grateful. Like, I know that sounds crazy, and maybe YouTubers just say that, but I genuinely mean that. And if you ever see us at conventions with our business, LegendaryJapan.com, please feel free to come over and say hi. We're always grateful to meet each and every one of you. So with that being said, until next time, stay legendary, Pokefan. Bye, sweet beans.